It's like your life depends on it. Becoming a millionaire versus working at a junkyard. I could still get a job. I was actually offered like a few jobs, but I see no growth in those jobs. I took it as a sign to come back to Thailand. Especially my mom. She's like the typical Asian mom that wants her son to have a good career. But now when she saw me starting a business and she saw me like doing some like shenanigans with social media, my mom was like raging.
Welcome to Fruiting Body Podcast with your host, Brendan. Today we have a real Thai legend of a guest. This is PJ. Now, PJ is new to, working with me. He's doing all my social media. So we're going to be working him out on the podcast and doing the production as well. So, hey, if you're looking for podcast production, hit him up. He's doing all my Fruiting Body Mushrooms account stuff now. So it is absolutely killer and awesome. So you can check him out as well. We'll be talking about some of his side business, such as Rome and Nebula. This is definitely from the lion's mane, and that's who we are. See how quickly I can recall names of businesses? I honestly, that almost slipped. How do I recall that? I mean, I am not going to just plug my own product, but at least to let you know what we're doing. Fruiting Body. We are Fruiting Body Mushrooms, a medicinal mushroom supplement company on the island of Phuket. We're the only ones doing lion's mane, cordyceps, reishi, already #1 in Thailand and growing. We're going to be international soon as well. I'll put links in the description, giving only these viewers 25% off. You can go check us out on Lazada. We're absolutely killing it. I'm trying not to be too arrogant. I'm just super excited. I did not expect us to launch this fast. So a lot of big things coming, future collaborations as well. Now, if you're watching this podcast, what is it going to be all about? Today, we're going to be talking with PJ, specifically about his transition from Phuket to the USA. Now, he went to university over there, so any Thai people listening to this that are looking to go study in the US, we'll learn a little bit about that process, but more about his lifestyle, that culture, and maybe those differences and some of the things he might have faced while going through that. I'm saying way too much. Now, for this podcast as well, we're going to look into the life of a local Thai. What was it like growing up here, specifically in Phuket, going to school, and again, coming back to that process of going to the US, coming back and starting his own business at quite a very young age. Now, if you're tired of listening to me ramble, we have timestamps below, so you can navigate this whole podcast on different chapters, and we will label those chapters about this podcast that might interest you. So it's great for navigation purposes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, smash that bell. I'm not even going to get this started until you subscribe. We're waiting. 5, 4. All right. Well, we're joking. All right. Hopefully you subscribe. I don't really know what smash the bell does anyway, so I guess it helps in the algorithm. We're growing at an exponential rate. We have huge guests coming on the podcast, so we hope you're going to enjoy this. I've been talking for way too long. So without further ado, let's get this podcast started. Thank you, PJ, for joining. Yeah, so we talked a little bit about it
Right
before the podcast started, where we really want to tell your life story and especially like how you decided to go to the USA for university, what brought you back here, and just in general, kind of connecting all the pieces along the way, because truthfully, even myself, we haven't even had that time to dig deep into each other's personal lives because we're so busy. We're doing so much content.
Right.
So how about, let's just take a step back. Tell us a little bit about like your childhood. Where did you grow up? And what's your story?
So I grew up in Phuket, and my family was, say, middle class, but the thing they value the most, especially my mom and father, is education. So they sent me to the most expensive school in Phuket, which is British International School, BISS. Back in the day, it was called Dulwich International School. When I studied there for a while, until I'm 13 years old, I felt that the society of international school is very bubbly, meaning that sometimes you don't really know what's going on out there in the real world. So before going to US, I went to Singapore for 13 years. And then after that, after I went to Singapore, I went to USA. And why did I choose to go to Singapore is for the life experience. And holy shit, it's staying in Phuket, going to an international school is way different than having a top education at Singapore. And you have to like compete with other people. Like I felt like a different person when going to Singapore. I felt like I was in a different class of people. Like in Phuket, I feel like, okay, I don't need to do much. I just need to focus on my education. But in Singapore, I need to compete with people. I need to fight with people. And same as when I go to US. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I chose to go to Singapore for that life experience.
Was it like another international school in Singapore?
No, it was a government school.
Okay, and how were you able to get in being Thai?
So as a Thai, you like anybody could get into a Singapore government school as long as they pass a test, where they give you a test and then you have to test it out and you have to like do the test, and if you are qualified for it, they'll send you to a government school, which I did, and I went to an all guys school. And if you're in a government school, there's like levels, right? You from secondary, you have to compete with other people to get into the best junior colleges. You have to compete with people to get into the best polytechnics, and from there you have to compete again to get into the best university, which essentially will give you a better job. So that's I compete the whole ladder of Singapore society, like the most competitive education system in the world, I would say. But I haven't tried China yet, but Singapore is like the most competitive English speaking education in the world. So
yeah, I've heard that story from multiple people, and especially kids. We had a kid on the podcast that first studied in Singapore and then came here, and he's like, the education here at the international schools is nothing compared to Singapore. To step back now, when did you start going to BIS? At which age? Was there a
kindergarten?
So in terms of language, there was no language barrier. You're able to learn pretty quickly.
English is apparently my first language
at this point now.
Yeah, at this point now. But my Thai is not that good, and the reason why I have this accent is because I was brought in Thailand. Was brought up in Thailand, and then my parents didn't speak English, so my English is like very weird, like this weird accent. And then I live in Singapore, and then I pick up Singlish, and then I went to America and I pick up American English. So you went to Singapore after the age of 13, yes, after BIS, yes,
and you pretty much stayed there, I guess, for another 7-8 years until
until I was like 21.
And then going to the U.S. university.
Yes, for 3 years.
Even going to a Singapore government school, I mean, let's talk about cost of living in Thailand compared to Singapore. It's day and night. It's completely different. I mean, taxi drivers in Singapore make 150,000 baht a month. Otherwise, you can't survive.
Right.
That transition from, and maybe you were too young to realize it, how was that funded? I mean, being able to now live in Singapore full time. Were you living at the school, boarding? How did that work?
My parents sent me and then gave me an allowance, and then we had like they call guardians, like caretakers. So I live with another family, and they with my allowance I was able to get by, but I had to scrape by. But they provided food for me. But if I want to eat at a nice restaurant, I have to save up. If I have to like take a girl on a date, go watch a movie with a girl, I have to save up. Yeah, So you were living at a home. Someone was kind of watching you and helping you go to school. It's not that hard. But the hard part was the education system. Yeah.
Yeah, I lived in China as well, and I saw the education system. I would see the Chinese schools even from my balcony. It's basically military style, very drilling you on math in terms of repetition. I mean, a lot of these systems, the level of education they're learning at math, let's say in grade 3, they're teaching algebra. In North America, we don't learn algebra till like grade 7.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's seriously next level. How was that transition as well, living in Singapore? Did you notice, was it difficult in terms of, different lifestyle, culture, food?
Yeah, I guess the biggest shock factor was how they treat like kids. I don't know, like, because when I'm in Thailand, under 13-year-old, they still treat me nice. When I go and buy stuff, when I go and like talk to people, they still treat me like as a kid, you know, like nicely. But at Singapore, they treat me like pretty rough.
Okay. Now, but I'm gonna dig a bit deeper into what he means by that. So let's get some specific stories and examples. Now, before we do that, I just want to do a quick shout out to our sponsor of this podcast. We're being sponsored by 5-Star Marine. They're basically allowing us to help pay for the production and continue to give episodes like this about Phuket lifestyle and Thailand lifestyle week by week. So huge shout out to 5-Star Marine. You can find them on Instagram at 5-Star Marine Phuket. We will leave links in the description. But if you really want to know who they are and what they're about, they're the only speedboat tour doing private VIP chartered speedboats. And basically what they're able to do is you choose your plan, your package. They take you out with the captain, but you're not going to be crammed in like a sardine on this type of speedboat. You have a little bit more control over your trip. And that's interesting because at least now you're able to do maybe some pre-planning and talk to Sean standing over at 5-Star and the captains and make your own decision on where you want to go. So again, check that out. Link in the description, 5-Star Marine Phuket, and go give them a shout out. If you support them, that's supporting us. So again, much appreciated. Thank you, 5-Star Marine. Now, back to the podcast. Let's ask a more, actual story of something in Singapore of what you were saying where they treat you rough. Can you give us an example?
Right. So, I can't really pinpoint to a certain story, but it's just like the whole vibe, you know, the whole vibe, like everyone's a dick to you. And even though you're a kid, like I feel that people, because I was 14 and I didn't feel entitled, but I felt like, oh, okay, like at least, okay, don't lie to a kid and don't like take money away from, like I've seen parents who like straight up would lie to me and straight up would cheat money with me. Like they would like, I gave them $5 and then they're supposed to give me back like $2, but they didn't give me back $2 because they're just like, oh, $2. Oh, like they took advantage of me being a kid, you know, which is rare even in Thai society and pretty rare in, I guess, American society too. Yeah, like taking advantage of people who are younger than you in terms of like, yeah.
But do you think that was happening to all kids there?
Everybody.
In the school? So it's not just the fact that you're studying, you're from Thailand.
No, it was not because I was Thailand, but it was because I was Thai. It was because like it's the culture there. And that's why kids are like teenagers, adolescents are pretty dick to adults. They don't respect elders at all there. Yeah, like you see in Asian society, especially in Thai, we respect the elders, but not in Singapore. Like
really,
you barely respect people. Like you don't respect elders in Singapore, at least what I experienced. So
that's interesting. That's the first time I've ever.
In China, you respect elders, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
In China, yes.
Yeah, in Singapore, you just like whatever. This auntie, this uncle, don't care about her. Stupid uncle, all the time.
I wonder if maybe because it's such a melting pot of cultures, you got Malays, Chinese, you have, and then many types of Chinese. You have the Hokkiens, the actual Putonghua, Guangdonghua, and then Indian as well. I wonder if because of that mix, that's why.
I think because it's pretty new country and it's only like 50, 60 years and it hasn't like, there's no like defined culture in Singapore yet. And even Thailand, right? Thailand used to have a lot of cultures, but now we don't even talk about like different race in Thailand. Like, okay, you know, you're from Canada, right? Is there a race in Canada?
I'll just fix one thing before we jump right back into that. It's okay. Keep filming. See the mic? Just push it down a bit.
Right.
Looks better for reels. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Are there different like you mean like ethnicities?
Yes.
In Canada, yeah, it's a pretty big melting pot. It's everything.
Actually, every country is a big melting pot, even in Thailand. But the reason why Singapore is so sensitive about culture is because they're just a new country and they literally don't know how to deal with a lot of different ethnicity mixing together. And I think they're dealing with it very poorly. So because every ID card has a race, you know, so if you're Malay, you're identified as Malay. You're Chinese, you identify as Chinese. You're Indian, you identify as Indian. But in Thai, we got rid of that shit long time ago. Even though like 50 years, 100 years ago, there could be like a melting pot of every race. We have Chinese Thai, we have Indian Thai, we have like Thai, local Thais.
Hmong, Myanmar.
Yeah. We got rid of that. Like they foresee that. And then now when I go to Singapore, right, they always ask me, are you Thai Chinese? Are you Thai? I'm like, no, I'm Thai. Like Thai people don't have race. Yeah, so I think and in Thailand there's like no such thing as, that's why I think in Thailand we barely hear racism in Thailand. But like if you call someone black, like it's as an insult. It's more like an observation. Whereas like if I go to America and I call someone black, they could take it as an insult. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Thailand, when you say, okay, this guy is black, the black guy, it means that, oh, I'm describing you. Yeah, so I think that's why America, I don't know about Canada, that's why America and Singapore is lacking behind in terms of like race.
Do you think this has
culture.
a lot to do with like the religion in Thailand and the fact that it is heavily influenced by Buddhism and that mindset of the Buddhists is everything's kind of just in the present, peace of mind. You guys aren't really looking to the future nor the past. So these subtle nuances of, again, the black guy, you're not coming off as racist. It's an observation. You're trying to define, explain what you saw or who that is.
I think it plays a part a bit, but also common sense plays a big part too. Yeah. Like I remember going to England, and I can like England also doesn't have this issue, but only in Singapore and America they have this issue specifically because I think they try to put a pen on the race too much. Like in America, you want to go to university. Why do I have to fill up what race I am? I don't even know what race I am. I'm Thai. Is that a race? But in America, they want you to feel like you're black, you're Asian, you're white, whatever. But in Thailand, there's no such thing as race.
This will not be on any type of government documentation.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump into that transition now. Going to the U.S., you're at the government school in Singapore, which means you're competing to be able to, I'm assuming, to pass some sort of SAT. Right.
It's called O-levels.
How stressful was that process?
It's the most stressful period in my life. I never cried because of a test. I never like being stressed because of a test, and it felt like life defining, meaning that if you fucked up this test, it's a difference between becoming a millionaire versus like working at a junkyard for your whole life. It really felt like that. Like the emphasis on this test called O-level in Singapore was so insane. It's like your life depends on it. But as I already passed it, I know it doesn't depend on it. But when you're a kid, you felt like your whole life will depend on this test, and the outcome of this test would determine how you succeed in life.
Does it determine which school you go to?
Yes, it gets you the points, gets you to the best colleges, and from best colleges will get you to the best university in Singapore, and then and best university means a great job. But as you know, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, I mean, well, at least today with YouTube, you can watch this podcast and learn everything you need to know.
Yeah, I know.
But how, when you how did you decide, okay, with those test results, you wanted to go to USA?
Because I just wanted to experience. I think I watched some videos because after the test, I actually went to a polytechnic to become a aircraft maintenance, and then I fell in love with maintenance aircraft. So if you have a plane you want to fix, you can.
Okay.
I literally have a license to do so, airframe and power plant license, and then I researched the best schools to go to become a aircraft technician, which was Embry-Riddle University, which is a Harvard of the skies. So my school, it's the best school in the world to go as a pilot, as a aerospace engineer, and a aircraft technician. And it's called Embry-Riddle University.
In Florida.
In Florida. Yeah, and it has like, I think over 100 planes, and they fix on time. It's not like they fix on hand. You learn everything by hand. I really want to go to that school. It's not because I chose the country. It's more because I chose the school. which landed me in Florida. Yeah.
And how old were you when you went there? 21?
21.
At 21. And is it a 2-year degree, 4-year degree?
It's a 4-year degree, but since I already have some experience in maintenance, that's why I got to 3 years. So I went there for only 3 years.
Okay, so your experience was from the Polytech in Singapore.
From the Polytechnic
Now,
in Singapore. Yeah.
You're here doing social media. You were not fixing planes. So what happened?
COVID.
Okay.
So when I was in Florida, my last year, I wanted to make money so that I can take my girlfriend back in the day to go adventure in America. So I came across dropshipping. So I made a lot.
Do you want me to get some water?
Oh, no
You
problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue. Oh, I'll have a sip.
All right. So after I run ads on social media, I learned dropshipping. I made a lot of money. I thought when you see the dropshipping ads, I thought it was a scam at first. Like I probably like it's too good to be true. Like you see these guys in Bugattis and Lamborghinis, and then like try to. Have you seen those ads?
The Andrew Tate School of Hard Knocks, whatever.
No, not Andrew Tate. Just back then there was no Andrew Tate, but it was like more like just young people, young millionaires with their Lambos and stuff.
Dropshipping Amazon.
No, dropshipping, like buying stuff from China and selling it to people in America. Like
Through what platform?
Shopify.
So you made your own website, I guess?
Yeah, I made my own
Okay,
website.
sorry, I'm interrupting on that. Continue with that story.
Yeah, I made my own website and then just run Facebook ads. And then I saw like, holy shit, this is getting me a lot of money. And then I actually wanted to start a business because I saw a guy, Gary Vee?
Yep.
Yeah. He inspired me a lot. And there's one video, very short video. He said that if you wanted a business, the best way to start a business, the best time to start a business is when you just graduate. Because that's when, if you fucked up, if you don't have any money left, you still have like all these plenty years. You don't have a kid yet. You don't have a wife yet. You don't, like, what can go wrong? And I think to myself, okay, I'm in America. I already have a license. So if my business fucked up, I could go back and do plane maintenance, right? So that's why I chose to, okay, let's all in on my business. Actually, I wanted a startup. A startup means that I want to create some kind of application with my friend. My co-founder is actually a software engineer. He's a developer, so he knows how to do programming and stuff. So I partner with him and I convince him that the best time to start a business, to start a startup is at this age, because we don't have a wife yet, we don't have kids yet. If we fail, like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Nothing. Yeah, so we decided to go all in and started a company.
And now this is your drop shipping. You're building a website for Shopify. We're specifically for this.
Yeah.
How I won't go too in depth,
right.
because I'm quite experienced on the Shopify stuff and drop shipping, and I mean the whole how to put that together. I'm sure that could be its own podcast.
Yeah.
But let's on the very surface of it all. How did you determine what products you were going to bring in? What was your process behind that?
You mean choosing products?
Choosing products and yeah, we'll focus on that part.
Right. There's many ways to see. It's called winning product, right? There's many ways to find a winning product. So research is key. So how I research is normally I look at YouTube videos, and there's some tools where you can scrape the internet on what are the top selling tool right now. And once you have a good product you think you can sell, you gotta look at you gotta think about marketing straight away. Before buying it, you gotta think about, how do I market this product? If you find a good product but you don't know how to market it on Facebook ads, then it's bad. So for me, the way I choose my product is a good product, good margins, shipping costs. I think I can sell at this price, this price. And then I look at, okay, is there any videos previously that other people did that managed to get this product sold? If they are, then that's a winning product. And I bought a dozen of a product to test it out. And if it's even break even or have a good return on investment, good ROI, I would continue to scale it like bit by bit by bit.
What was your shop like? Were you doing a brand? Were you doing one product? Like, what was the vision of the store?
Like it was like one product, one life cycle, then new website.
Okay.
So we didn't even focus on the branding. We just focus on the life cycle of the product.
Got it. And what was the first product?
I think it was a instant backflow burner. I don't know. It's a backflow instant burner. So you put it here, and then instead of the smoke going up, the smoke will go down.
Okay. And then you just create a Shopify store just for that product.
Yeah.
Very targeted. You're doing landing pages, ads, and just trying to sell this. And was there any like barrier to entry? So we said we wouldn't go in depth, and then my business mind turns on. So was there any barrier to entry because you are selling off like a new website, maybe no reviews, and you know people when they come to Shopify now they got to put in their credit card information instead of Amazon, which is so simple.
I was worried about this initially, but then for the reviews, there are like you can like extract reviews from other websites. So like websites that are selling your product, you could. I had a program that like took the reviews from other because we are selling the same product.
Yeah. I know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. When you own your own Shopify store,
yeah.
I mean, you can create your own reviews on there if you technically want. It's much different than actual platforms like Lazada where we have 58 natural reviews. No, but I mean, if you're doing Shopify, it can be modified. And same with Amazon, cannot be modified. Okay, there's ways to game the system.
And we took reviews from AliExpress. Like it's completely fine because everything on review on AliExpress is gonna be like it's gonna be how the customer like they're gonna get the same thing.
Right. So it's still legit. It's manipulated, but this is how people are doing the drop shipping.
Yes.
Did you take a drop shipping course or did you kind of just go into it?
I bought a drop shipping course, but I think the drop shipping course, the hardest for me is the ads, Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Cause that's why I found a drop shipping course that the guy went so deep down into Facebook ads, and eventually it's more like a Facebook course, not a drop shipping course. Cause what is drop shipping? Just create a website. Okay, I know how to do that. Facebook ads.
Okay, so Facebook ads, and that's what we're gonna be doing together.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm well versed on the tech side. I can build websites. I can manage social media. I even do old school SEO. I understand analytics. I'm probably one of the, not to toot my own horn, maybe the top person I know in Excel. I've never met someone that can even come close. Facebook ads. Fuck me. That back end is a mess. It's so confusing to me with the campaigns and categories and organization. When you went through that program, what was your big takeaway?
The big takeaway to learn Facebook ads, or big takeaway to run good Facebook ads?
To run good Facebook ads.
For Facebook ad, it has to feel organic. It means that your Facebook ads cannot feel like an ad. It has to be something like what your friends would post. What would your friends post to get you interested? So every time I did a Facebook ads, I would always think that if I post this on my own personal social media, would my friend comment on it? Would my friend help me share this? Would my friend find it interesting? And if it's like, okay, ticks all the boxes, then it's a good Facebook ads and we can test it out with real money. But if it suddenly looks like a ad you could see on a magazine or a poster or on some billboard, then it's a bad Facebook ads. Because what Facebook wants you to do, like when Facebook started, right? It does not want ads on the Facebook, on the social media. Like Mark Zuckerberg literally said that we don't run ads, not now, but then suddenly it run ads. So the better performing ads are the one that cannot feel like an ad. It has to feel organic. It has to feel, oh, that's part of what you followed and who you followed, and not like something like ad and then swipe away. Oh, this is an ad. It has to feel like go with the flow. Oh, okay.
Well, I think with the whole customer lookalike and profiling stuff, I think I sent you one today, Lead in Force. I'm gonna look at it later. Interesting how to find other Instagram competitors and start to build these customer lookalikes. We're doing our Facebook ads shortly. They'll be coming out soon, so you can let us know if they feel like ads or not.
Yeah, it's like YouTube. Like YouTube ads are annoying. Like why you're annoyed with YouTube? Because it feels like an ad. It feels like it's interrupting you. Facebook ads are not supposed to feel like it interrupts you. It's supposed to feel like, oh, it's part of who you follow. It's part of your social media feed. Yeah.
Yeah, much more organic as well. And I had a call with a girl that was on this podcast. Her name is Fight Nomad Julia. She's gonna start being our first influencer. I think almost 300,000 followers. Some cool content. We'll talk about that after the podcast.
Right.
Instead of this all being about Facebook and making money on Shopify, let's jump back to the life story. Walk us through, you're going to university to be to work on maintenance for airlines or airplanes and whatnot. Yeah. Now, COVID hits.
Yeah.
If people are probably asking, wait, what about that part of the story? COVID hits, and what happened there? Like, as in terms of COVID hits, and now you are doing social media. What happened?
Because when COVID hits, I guess before like end of education, I was like already on the fence of like, should I start my own business or should I become a maintenance? And then when COVID hits, I saw it as a sign to like.
There's no airplanes flying during COVID.
Yeah,
there's no planes to do maintenance on.
There's no airplanes, and then I could still get a job. I was actually offered like a few jobs in America, like pay pretty good too, but I see no growth in those jobs, and then I took it as a sign to come back to Thailand and like to try my own ventures and to have my own business, and that's why I created Nebula, because I see like I see the potential of Thai people, and when you are because in Phuket, if you want to get a job like editing job or like a digital marketing job, you have to find a job in Bangkok. There's hardly any company that does something like what we do in Phuket, and that's how I was able to recruit like 11 people right now. We have 11 people in our company right now.
How did you actually start? I mean, from this idea to what it is today. Was it just yourself with a camera trying to find clients by asking around the island? People would be interested day one when you're looking to start Nebula. What was that process?
First, like, don't think too much. I think you also get this because as obviously you're a businessman, like don't think too much at all. And find a service that you can offer people. So initially we offer website building, and we still do, but we do website building on WordPress, and then we offer a unique angle, like what's the difference between our website building versus others, and we try to sell on that point and try to explain the problems that people would come across in website building to my clients, and then we explain how we're gonna solve it. It's just word by word, and then like when one guy know, and then we always put in 100%. Like the first client maybe doesn't get you the bucks, but it gets you the word of mouth.
What problems? What was that unique selling point of how you can build websites on WordPress different?
Because we responsive website, like our websites could work on mobile and tablet, and we offer like design first, build later, meaning that you can literally see your design and you can fix your design like how much you want and how many times you want. Like you can change, like one day you could be like, oh, I want green, and then the next day you change your mind, you wake up and you say you want red. We don't mind fixing it for you.
On the design side or the website
On
side?
The design side.
And then way before you do the integration.
Yeah, and then after that, once you're happy with the design, we can do the website building. So yeah, that's how we deal with a lot of clients. And Thai clients love that, because Thai clients, like, they're quite picky on, like, they change their mind a lot, and they, like, we just did it for clients, and then we hired more designers to help us design website, and then suddenly, like, some clients want us to run like some digital marketing campaign, which I have experience in running Facebook ads and Google ads, and that's why we were able to onboard like more and more clients. And then we recently hired like a photographer and like social media manager to do like because like some clients want a website, and then they start asking, hey, do you also do social media? And then yeah,
it just continues to snowball from there. so you could just get started now. Was it just yourself? Was it your business partner? I believe your sister's with you as well.
Yes, it was. No, my sister came later, actually. It was me and my business partner. And then I started myself, and then I just hired one designer. And then after that, I just continued to hire every like 3 months. I hire one guy more to help improve on this side, hire a guy more, and then like hire a cameraman, hire a photographer. So like
how quickly did that scale from yourself to 11? How long did that take?
2 years. 2 years.
2 years. And when did you start this? About 26, 27?
20, I think 24. I'm 26 right now. So,
okay.
So
wow.
like 24.
Yeah. So people, listening, don't think, just go for it.
Yeah. I think for me, I could start fast because like I didn't actually get paid. I don't pay myself initially because I want the business to grow as fast as possible. I think you understand.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm doing now. This podcast pays nothing.
Yeah.
We're killing it with the product. I don't touch a dime. Everything goes back into marketing, ads, and inventory. That is it.
So I had the same exact mindset as you because I know that I could live in my home comfortably. I don't need to pay rent because like I live with my grandma, and then I could live comfortably without like spending a lot of money. So I just put everything back in the business, even though like sometimes when I look at the balance sheet, I'm supposed to get a salary, but I was like, maybe I take this salary to hire another guy. I'm obsessed with growth. That's why we grow so fast. Yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of took this from Mr. Beast mentality. He doesn't make anything.
Oh, okay.
I saw how he grew and understood it. Actually, his main channel loses money.
Right.
But all the other channels make money on ad revenue because he's done basically the way Mr. Beast grew is he would start with $10,000. And if he had that, that's how much money went to the video. From that 10, the next video he'd make 20. He'd put 20 and he just doubled it up. And only over the past 3 years, that's how he's been able, some videos cost $5 million. Because he just kept doubling up. He's like, every penny I make out of this, I'm going to dump it in there. And I get that. It's kind of like the cash flow is the lifeblood of a business. And if you pay yourself, you're just taking blood out of the business. And if you want to scale quick, just try to live, by lesser means.
Actually, there's one more tip to scale quick that's very look under the radar. Is like your first client, your first 2-3 clients don't have a mindset of only thinking about money. Like, okay, he's only paying me that much. Like for me, for every clients that I have, I always give 100%. My company does not even run any ads. And we are like a social media ad marketing campaign because we know like the most powerful advertisement is word of mouth. Because if we put in 100% work on our client and make them feel happy, satisfied, for sure they're gonna have friends. For sure they're gonna recommend us to other people. Like we will always put our best. And from doing that alone, we save so much money on trying to advertise ourselves.
I think for social media, website development, SEO, any of the technical marketing side, ad campaigns, I have a lot of people reach out to me, and every time, even myself, when I found you, I don't type it in Google.
Right.
I ask people because when this stuff is so technical that you want someone to refer you someone else. Even my friend, he's like, hey, do you know any social media people? I'm like, sorry, we're out of breath. And we have a guest dog on the podcast. This is Piggy. It's the little house dog. She's blind as hell. Carrie Express was here. We had to deliver some packages for I think Lion's Mane. We're going to kick it back to PJ. Now he's explaining when he's working with new clients, how he creates that network, finds more clients, and why he's giving 100%. So we'll start back from there.
All right. So like people, when they start, right, the thing they're most afraid of is the marketing. And meaning that they are like, oh, do I have to run ads? Do I have to run Facebook ads? Do I have to run social media on any business? I would recommend just if you have 3 clients, just ask them for a referral. Like 100%, do 100% for them, ask them for referrals, and it will grow. And but then if you like need more clients to come in, then you can maybe think about running Facebook ads. But to start, like to get the initial clients, just ask for referrals. That's my secret sauce, and that's how it used to be. in the olden days, right? So I think I managed to do that well, and people don't even think about it because people already only think about social media ads and all this stuff.
What does your family think about now that you're in the social media game and kind of left the aerospace maintenance game?
They initially disowned me because I think my mom, especially my mom, she.
Oh, I think you got to cut back. There we go.
Like I think they disown me because especially my mom, she's like the typical Asian mom that wants her son to have a good career, a blue collar, white collar.
Doctor, lawyer.
Yeah, white collar career, doctor, lawyer, airplane maintenance. I kind of lied to her that it's engineering, so I guess I got away with that. But now when she saw me starting a business, and she saw me like doing some like shenanigans with social media, she didn't take it lightly initially. Like she really wanted me to get a job. Because I think it's in her vision that I think she imagined and her dream, she wanted me to like have a successful job, like wear a suit and tie and then like shake hands with everybody. I think that's a vision of me. That's who she wanted me to be. But then and then the worst part is, all right, it took her time to accept the reality, like for 1 or 2 years, and then the next thing is I bought my sister in.
Oh, okay. So once she's in, she can't say anything now.
No. Like, cause like for her, it's like, okay, now she's destroyed it. Now my vision of her is destroyed, and now I'm bringing my sister in, who she wants my sister to be a financial person, because my sister had a degree, went to university in Taiwan and had a financial degree. And she wanted my sister to be a banker or like a financial investment person. And then I brought her to be a digital marketing person. And then my mom was like raging. Like, so that was like a moment in time where our relationship was not so good. But eventually a lot of her friends started to recognize me, and like a lot of clients start to talk well about me. And then she heard. And then now we're cool. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess she has a certain vision of what she wanted you to be.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And watching you go through like, that system to even get to the point where you were as well. Now it's okay. She accepts what you're doing. It's no problem.
Because actually social media is not actually my end goal. My end goal is actually to have a startup, a business. But social media is like my passion. I like doing Facebook ads. Like people in my company love doing like video editing and all these stuff.
Startup, doing product or services? What do you see yourself doing as a startup?
Actually, one startup is still we're in like a phase where we need to raise money. So that's NDA.
NDA. So you're not the crypto stuff outside of that.
No. It's just it's like we're just asking for investment and money, and that's, for now it's classified. But
are you? Will it be product or service?
It's like a service, a web application.
Oh, okay, cool. I gotcha.
I don't know how to call it. It's basically a web application where people can come in and.
Is it anything for Piggy here?
No. It's not a product. So yeah.
No, dog. Maybe dog sitting. That's there. Do you offer that service? No, I'm joking. Okay. We wanted to keep this short and sweet. This is the first. Oh, she's done. She's asleep. Definitely PJ will be back on. This is our first time testing with this production. You can let us know in the comments what you think, if you notice any different in production. If you want to keep seeing Piggy on the podcast, or we just rename it to Piggy's Podcast,
right,
or Dogcast. Is anyone doing anything called Dogcast? It's like a podcast for dogs. Let us know in the comments. I'm sure, honestly, I think we could talk for hours about drop shipping, SEO, ads, all that fun stuff. I think we are about to do some big launch and ad campaigns as well on Instagram and Facebook. So look out for all that stuff. And we'll probably maybe do a follow-up on the success of those campaigns and what goes right and what goes wrong. Because a lot of this stuff, as you know, you just got to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Probably like if you shoot 10 ads and push them all, the one you think is going to work doesn't, and the one that you don't think is going to work does. So
A/B testing, yeah.
And also, you will probably see more about your side business with Rome and the tourism and what's going on there. We're going to talk all about that. Why don't I'm going to kick this camera. Yeah, I'll kick this camera back to you, and just we'll end on that note. Let everyone know where they can find you if they're looking for this digital marketing, social media type of service that you offer, and just give a quick snippet of what's to come for Rome.
Okay.
That camera.
Right. So you can find me at nebula.co.th.
It's better if you look right into it. There you go. Yeah.
So you can find me at nebula.co.th. What we do is digital marketing. We have a free hour consulting to see if you're a good fit to our company or not. Because normally, like, I know clients want customer, but sometimes depending on the client, they're not a good fit to our company, because what we do and our nature. So so feel free to have a 1 hour of consulting with our company. And also from my side, I have another business, which is my Rome Phuket business, which I see a lot of people, Farang, people who come to visit Phuket that like their experience is ruined by, like, maybe they got scammed with taxi, they got scammed with tour. They got the whole experience of Phuket is ruined, and they left Phuket with a bad image on their mind. So I want to fix that with Rome Phuket. I want to bring the best of Phuket to people who want to come to Phuket and visit Phuket by selling tours and giving honest reviews and honest blogs, and then maybe caution them of the scams in Thailand with my blogs, and then like how Thai people normally scam people. I really want to do that because I've seen a lot of my friends who got scammed in Thailand, and then they just hated Phuket. But Phuket is my hometown. I want to fix that image of my hometown. So that's a project that I'll be working on.
Yeah, and it's not just, the scams aren't just against Farang, and Thais are getting scammed as well. Yeah. Whether it's taxis or jet skis, this happens a lot.
Yeah.
It's all that. And if you're very green to Asia, especially if it's your first time here, you need to keep your radar up. They can tell when you just landed here.
Yeah.
They know exactly, this guy's not only been to Thailand, he's probably never been to Asia. So yeah, that's definitely interesting to take on. Okay, that wraps up another episode. We're hoping that you subscribed and like. If you don't subscribe and like, Piggy's not eating tonight, so you better go do that right now. Otherwise, I'm not going to feed her and walk her. Isn't that right? What do you think? She's half asleep here. Let's give her a belly rub.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that wraps it up, and we are out. Thank you.